Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on my 2010 Ford Focus. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, this is meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So, first off, this is one of my cheap ones. So, if you're looking for cheap, pay attention. But if you're looking for something you don't have to do absolutely anything to, honestly, cheap's probably not your thing. But as far as I know, this runs and drives, and it just needs a couple things. So we'll take a look and we'll find out, because I've never even been in it other than to drive it from there to here. So here we go. Alright, 2010, it does have some rust on it. You can see that on the bottom. It's pretty evident. If you want, you could paint it white, or you could just drive it because you need a car, and that's really why anyone drives a car. But this thing has good tires, probably at least 50%, maybe better than that, maybe 60%. Same thing on the front. It's got some good tires on it. You can see it is missing a part of the bumper. If you're looking for pretty, replace the bumper. If you don't care, like I said, then just drive it like it's a car without a bumper. I don't know. I'm looking for the cool little cliche, like, drive it like you don't care what anyone else thinks, because who cares what they think. Interior, pretty decent looking. It's just cloth. We got all my UPS packages there. But there's no real major rips, tears, stains, anything like that. So it looks pretty decent. It could use vacuumed if you want it to be detailed. But other than that, it's pretty intact. The back end here, it looks pretty alright. Maybe just tiny little bits of rust, but not really anything to be concerned about, I don't think. The rust is really on the sides. Over here you can see the same thing on this side as on the other side. And then the front, there's that bottom bumper piece that we saw. Okay, so I'm going to pop the hood. Well, I already popped the hood. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, there we go. I didn't get it all the way popped. Well, maybe it's me. I just had this thing open. There we go. Just takes someone a little bit smarter than me, I think. All right, so here's your motor. All your fluids look good. I think I had to add a little bit of brake fluid. It was just at the minimum level. But other than that, all the fluids were okay. It started up, and I haven't started this thing in probably 2 weeks, and it just started right up just fine. The auction said it had a little bit of a vibration at idle. I haven't felt it yet, but what I know about Focuses is when that happens, usually it's one of these motor mounts right here, and they're not hard to replace. They're a couple bolts, and you have to brace the engine. But and there's another one on the other side somewhere. But we've done it before. It's not the end of the world, but it's not, unless they saw something I haven't seen yet. But they said a little bit of vibration at idle that I have not noticed yet. So that might not even be a thing. But they did say rusty frame. We'll get underneath and see what they say. We'll see what they saw. Sometimes it's just rusty rockers. Most of the time it's just rusty rockers, because we live in the Midwest and rusty rockers are a thing. But you can see it's been undercoated by the factory. It's really a low car, so I can't really get super great under there. But what we really look for is like rust that affects the integrity of the car. And it's kind of hard to see from here, so you'll have to get underneath when you get here, but we'll get look underneath. There's some rust back here on this. I think that's I don't know what that is. It's some connecting part. I think it's a subframe part, but there's some rust back there. I mean, it's got It's got rust on it. A lot of it is surface rust. But there was that rust right back there that would need attention anyways. I don't know if anything would need done to it, but it just might need, you know, just to check it out and make sure that it's nothing. Just from my angle, this is about the best I can get. So, I'll look at you back there on this camera again. On this side, up in the front, like I really don't see anything on the body. Suspension looks fine. There's really just that one part back there. So we will see if that makes any... I'll get up off the ground. We'll see if that makes any problems driving it. And let's see what we got. Okay. We do have a tire pressure monitor fault. I've aired up all the tires, so that's actually just a tire pressure monitor fault. Let's get in here. 228,000 miles. 246 miles to empty. So they left some fuel in here, which is awesome. And on a Focus, you get like lots of miles on that. Okay, we've got the heat on. Well, this is going through you can watch that reset, which seems like it's doing okay. And heat works, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the AC and see how that works. Okay, so really the only thing that came up is just the tire pressure monitor fault, and we kind of knew that. So we'll test the AC, we'll turn on the radio, which the radio is up here. It's kind of hard to see, but 95.3. Okay, radio works. You got a bunch of stuff going on here. You got Sirius radio, but that does work. So we've got the AC on, and I'm gonna say the AC blows pretty cold. It's decently hot today. It's 80 degrees, and that's blowing out cold. So I'm gonna say the AC is cold. Driver's window works. Passenger window works. Rear passenger window works, and rear driver's window works. Okay, so finish doing those because we've got AC, so we're gonna let the AC blow. And I do have my scanner plugged in just to make sure. There's no check engine lights on the dash, but I'm just gonna verify that with a scanner while we go for a drive and see what else we can find. Okay, last time I did a video test drive, I hit a turkey and busted my windshield mid-drive. If you want to see that video, check out the 2016 Chevy Equinox. Or you can check my TikTok or my Instagram or any of that stuff, because it's all kinds of fun. But right off the bat, I'm kind of impressed with it. It drives well. It's quiet. It's smooth. Goes up this hill just fine. There's no hesitating or anything. It's driving just like it should. Set right over there, so the cruise works. While we're on here, we'll check our turn signals. There's our left turn signal and our right turn signal. And let's see, where's our windshield wipers? There's our wipers, there's our fluid, and they both work. So far we're batting like 100 for 100 as far as mechanical ability right here. Brakes are really good. No grinding, no vibration, no pulling. They stop immediately at the top of the pad, so that's really good. So the good thing about this car is I know it's older, it's 16 years old. I know it's got high miles, and I know it's kind of a little bit ugly because it's got rust and bumper issues, but this car appears to have been maintained. One, I really didn't have to add many fluids. I didn't have to add brake fluid. It was at the minimum, but it was fine. Two, the tires are still pretty dang good. I get newer cars than this with lower miles with worse tires. Three, it's driving really well and everything seems to work. So, like, this car has been maintained. As far as I can tell, it's been maintained. And it's got good tires on it. People don't put good tires on crap vehicles. That's kind of, like, I'm not going to go put a set of good tires on something that I know is going to crap out next week. So, I don't know. That's kind of my opinion. Another little stupid thing I look for, but like all the little caps on the valve stems, they're all there. It's a little stupid thing, but it's important because it's a little maintenance thing that somebody took care of, and that means that they were taking care of the vehicle. It's little things that you do when you have something that is important to you, and that's good, and that's you're not just throwing away. So I don't know. That's my opinion. My opinion is that this is a good running vehicle. Yes, it's got high miles. Yes, it's a little bit ugly. Both of those things you could fix if you wanted to. If you wanted to throw a couple $100 at it and make it look a little bit pretty. The couple things that you have to look at is if you really want that tire pressure light to go off, you got to put some sensors in the tires, or you got to fix the monitor or whatever. The rust on the back, you got to kind of take a look at it and just see if it's anything. Probably lift it up and just see if it's anything, but it's not making any noise. It's not making the car act in any negative way. All it is I see that it's there and there is some rust on the car. And that's really it. So, if you want a good deal and you're okay with something that you don't have to impress the neighbors with, and yeah, that's about it. If you're okay with that, this is the car for you. Actually, I'm going to go do titles, so I'm going to go take this car back out. But one thing, all right, I'm going to go on my little soapbox here. So if you're done watching this video, you can be done watching the video. But so one thing I found is that a lot of people are scared of repairs, and you really don't have to be. All you have to do is you have to know what you're getting into. And like, okay, if you're not capable of putting in a transmission, don't buy a car that needs a transmission. But if you have a car that needs an oil change, and it needs a bumper, and it needs, maybe a turn signal or something, don't be afraid of a little bit of maintenance. Don't be afraid to put a little elbow grease in it. I mean, you'll save thousands of dollars by doing a little bit of work yourself, or finding a neighbor guy who knows how to do this work, over going to a dealer with it already perfect, and or taking it to a dealer and getting it done perfect. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go and buy a showroom quality car. You can save thousands of dollars to buy, it's like the dented can at the supermarket. You buy the dented can and you save money. The food inside doesn't taste any different. It's just a dumb dented can. So don't be afraid of something that looks a little bit odd, or maybe it's got some dents or some dings or some scratches or some rust or something. Everybody's got that. Like, I'm 40 years old. I got a couple dents and dings and scratches. Let me tell you, I got them. They're called character marks. But I don't know. I think that if you can look past that stuff and realize that you're getting a deal and you're not indebting yourself to $600 a month payments. Can you imagine $600 a month payments on like a 15-year-old car? They do that. There are places that do that, and that's crazy. I would not do that for I suppose, there are instances where I get where, people get stuck, but that's hard. $600 a month for just a car. I don't know. It's not even a brand new car. That's my thing. Okay, soapbox over. So, moral of the story, don't be scared. That's it. Don't be scared. That's it. My phone number is 309-267-7200. You're welcome to call me, text me. You can yell at me, tell me I'm stupid. That's fine. Or if you have questions about this car, that's really what it's there for. But, you know, I can take anything else. So, that's it. That's all. Thanks, guys.